What a mess in Waldo. This is just a terrible story for the neighborhood at 79th Street and Jefferson Avenue, where about a week and a half ago, a bunch of thieves showed up trying to steal vehicles. There was one Corvette in particular that they had their eyes on. Neighbors came outside and basically scared them off. But still, these thieves ended up firing their guns and, they hit windows of homes and sides of homes and everything else. So just a bad look all around, right? Well, they came back yesterday. The same suspects who tried to steal the Corvette the week prior were back there yesterday. This time, they took off with the Corvette. What did they do? Well, the thieves pointed the guns at the home of the Corvette's owner when the car alarm went off. And then they sped away in the Corvette. Here's what the neighbors told Matt Fleener, Channel 9 KMBC.
I feel very scared, but also angry.
Especially because thieves returned Thursday morning and got away with that Corvette.
Something has to change. Right?
Neighbor Megan Hogan called 911. She said it took about 15 minutes for police to arrive.
This is a public safety crisis. We have people scared in their homes and bullets are flying into their homes.
Right now, that Corvette is still missing as neighbors patch up those bullet holes from a scary week. Neighbors say they wanted to speak up to make sure the community had awareness about what was going on here in this situation so police and the community can work together to find a stop to it.
Great. They want to find a stop to it. It's not difficult. This is not difficult. I mean, it is when you're short cops. It takes 15 minutes for the police to show up. And I'm not blaming that on the cops, but I still don't understand why this has taken 15 minutes.
I was going to say that's a pretty decent rate
myself
in this town with the way things are going.
I mean, I guess. I understand.
I see what you're saying. 2 cars just got stolen since I cracked the mic here.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, I get it. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe I've got too high of expectations here, but it feels like a long time to me.
It does when you're the person waiting. I've had 3 cars stolen, so I've been there 3 times.
That's true. That's a good
point.
point.
Oh, boy.
15 minutes. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the story, and I'm saying to myself, okay, couple of things. One, we know the problems have been rampant when it comes to vehicle thefts in particular in this town. This needs to be a major focus of new Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson. I believe it will be when all is said and done, but it's going to take some time. She's going to have to flex her muscles. She's going to have to make sure that these criminals know that she will go after them and go after them hard. You got to hire more cops, obviously, to try to cut down on that time, because part of the calculation here by the criminals is a very simple one. We're getting away with this car. We're stealing it. And, if the cops show up in 15 minutes, we're halfway to Iowa. This is great. We're going to be fine.
Exactly. I had a car stolen from that neighborhood in probably 92, 72nd in Pennsylvania. So a little bit north of that, but on the same side of Warnell. So it kind of happens. It's a quiet neighborhood. I was kind of just looking at it. It's a little easy to blend in, I guess, if you will, and maybe go about doing that real quick without people noticing as much. So it's going to take a lot more vigilance in the neighborhood and stuff. But even then, if you say anything, you got bullets coming at you,
well,
right? So
that's the other part.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want this to look like the OK Corral in Waldo. And if people are like, hey, I've got valuable property, I've got criminals targeting it, I can't trust the police to show up on time, I don't know what the prosecutor's going to do. This is how you end up with vigilante justice. And it's only a matter of time before somebody just says, I'm taking the law into my own hands. I can't trust my police force to show up in a timely manner, right? I don't know what my prosecutor's going to do about any of this. I'm sick of seeing criminals running rampant in decent neighborhoods around Kansas City. So guess what? I mean, I know a guy firsthand in Brookside who sat on his front porch with his buddy one night when they had concerns about people doing exactly this, and they just sat there with their weapons all night. And as people would drive by, they would make it very clear they're armed, and guess what? You come here, you're going to have a problem. Hey, that's in Brookside. That is not what we want Kansas City to be defined by. potential vigilante justice when you're paying a ton of money, right? You've got sales taxes that are sky high in this town. You've got property taxes, obviously, that aren't cheap. You've got a 1% earnings tax that you're paying. And you got people in neighborhoods in Kansas City saying, I got to sit on my front porch with a loaded weapon because I don't trust anybody to basically keep me safe. Hey, think about that. But hey, good thing the World Cup's coming next summer. You know, I mean, good thing we got all the important things happening around here. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'll be walking there.
Oh, can't drive our cars. The one thing I will say, though, if you got the Corvette, can you find another place to park it, please?
I was going to question that, but, you know.
Listen, acknowledge the reality of the situation,
well,
too.
Right.
You know?
Hello.
That's all I'm saying.
My car that got stolen, a 4-door Cutlass, an 88 Buick. They'll take anything. So, yeah, they're coming after the vet.
Yeah, they're looking for that one. Just, you got to do yourself and your neighbors a favor here as well. If you got the vet, just, I know you're going to say, I should be allowed to park the car I want in my own driveway or on my street. Yeah, in a perfect world, you can. Okay? But guess what? You're in Waldo. You got the problems right now. Government's not doing its job. Look out for yourself and look out for your neighbors and get the car off the streets, especially after what happened a week and a half ago. Now, speaking of the World Cup, did you see this story out of the World Cup here in Kansas City? They are revising expectations for international travelers. I can't believe it. Are you surprised by this? I'm not. KCTV5 has the story here. Just 1 year out, and Visit KC says locals are feeling World Cup fever. Is that a study they've done, or is that just an opinion? It's fine if it's an opinion, but I would think that they should be in the information business, not the opinion business.
98.6 for me right now still, as much as I'm a fan.
But the number of international visitors is looking a little less abundant. That's the word from Visit KC's annual Tourism Outlook meeting on Wednesday night at downtown's Municipal Auditorium. Visit KC is a nonprofit that promotes tourism, conventions, and sporting events in Kansas City. Their mission is to create a global passion for Kansas City. And that global passion is no more evident than the excitement around the World Cup. Okay, great. I'm excited the World Cup's coming here. We all are. It could be a great event for Kansas City. How do they know?
Thank you.
How do they know without knowing what teams are even going to be here?
And you're not even a soccer fan, and that came to me. So there you go.
It's like maybe they know something we don't.
Maybe.
Maybe they're just lowering expectations. But the whole premise of putting on this show was under the guise that, hey, this will be great for tourism. People are going to flood here from all over the world. They're going to be in Kansas City from every corner of the planet. And it's going to be, I mean, just an economic boom like this town has never seen. Now, Visit KC on a random Wednesday, 16 months before the event, is lowering the expectations of international visitors. What does that tell you? Just use your spidey senses here for a second and maybe realize why they would just plant this seed out there, John.
Well, they don't know the teams.
They don't know the teams.
Made,
so maybe someone knows one or two of the teams, and they've kind of fed this to Visit KC, and they said, hey, let's pump the brakes a little bit here. I don't know. But when I saw the story without any real information behind it, like the why behind it, I thought to myself, this is not a good sign. This is after the big sales pitch. We get the big event, and now it's like, let's just be Homer Simpson and do our backtrack into the bushes here. That's what I sense.
I like that. I see where you're going, but this is not to support soccer and say it's a bigger deal, but I think it's just more woulda, shoulda, coulda journalism.
Yeah.
Because I think the tariffs are going to hold down the visit. You know, it's some leap of logic about tariffs in China. And
Could be all that.
It's possibly rooted in there. I am cynical enough to attribute it to that somewhat.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Mark, what are you worried about this when it comes to where you think we're going here?
Well, if we're getting South American countries, we haven't had the best relationship with them lately.
El Salvador's coming.
So, you never know.
How many Maryland dads are coming back to Kansas City?
We're going to get some Maryland men.
Maryland men. Bring in the Maryland men. Welcome. They're going to have a big sign at the airport with Quentin Lucas's face. Welcome, Maryland men. Come on down, boys. Waldo's got some great vets for you to pop in while you're looking for transportation around town. If the streetcar doesn't work for you, just head down to Waldo. There's a Corvette waiting there at 79th and Jefferson. It's got your name on it, fellas. Let's go.
They're going to put warnings on the airplane travel. Don't come to the United States.
We don't want you here.
Get sent right back.
We don't want you here. Oh, man. Unless the president down there, what's his name, Bukaki? Oh, sorry, Bukele. Bukele. He's coming as well to Kansas City with the Maryland men. They're all coming.